Welcome, you nerds. Welcome back to another Podcasting Raw Nerdy. You're here with That Nerd ADC and Brandon 2K.
What's up, geeks?
And we got a lot for you. So let's get into it. What's blowing up our Twitter?
Hear that, Elon? It's still not X. Adrian is not conforming to your social norms. It is Twitter. Always going to be Twitter. He types in Twitter. He gets there. So that's all that matters.
And type in X, and sometimes I don't end up at your website. But that's another story for another day. James Gunn has provided an update on Paradise Lost. So somebody asked on, I believe, Reddit, is this still a thing? Is it still happening? And he simply just said, yes. It's a one-word response. Yes.
It's a rare one from James Gunn. He doesn't normally say anything one-worded, but that sounds like he doesn't quite have any information to give at this moment that he wants to give us, but hey, he wants to make sure we know it's coming.
From what I'm hearing, it has some of the people behind Game of Thrones attached to it.
Oh, that makes it even better.
So it says it's supposed to be pretty Game of Thrones-esque, which Game of Thrones-esque in Themyscira, I think that makes a lot of sense.
I agree with that.
Also very exciting is we're starting to get some rumors and some castings. So Kelly MacDonald is reportedly eyed for Starfire. If you're not familiar with the Starfire character, she is Hal Jordan's love interest in most comics.
Not to be confused with Starfire, she's Star Sapphire.
Yes.
Okay.
Star Sapphire. Sorry.
I literally just blended those two together. I need more information because I'm not familiar.
Star Sapphire, also known as Carol Ferris,
okay.
is normally Hal Jordan's love interest and also his manager, the owner of the Ferris aircraft, which is home base for the Lanterns in most comic book series. So this is very interesting. I don't know much about Kelly MacDonald, the actress. I have a face, but I can't really put too many projects on her. But this, if true, I think could be cool. The fact that they're bringing Star Sapphire in general into the series is cool. I think lanterns-wise, you can never have enough lanterns. I think people are like, oh, are you oversaturating lanterns? And people who say that, in my opinion, don't understand Green Lantern. Because you can't tell a story without multiple lanterns, in my opinion. At least touching on them. Have you ever able to find out anything she's been a part of?
Nerds, you got to do a little bit of a deep dive. First, Rowena or Helena Ravenclaw, not Rowena, Helena Ravenclaw, the ghost in Harry Potter in the Death of the Hallows Part 2, where Harry's looking for the diadem. That ghost he talks to, that Luna tells him to go talk to, that's her. She's a Scottish actress. The big thing you guys should know her voice from, she's Merida from Brave.
Oh, okay. So that's something there for me.
That's her voice. If you want her face, you look at Harry Potter and the Death of the Hallows Part 2. She was in Boardwalk Empire, No Country for Old Men, and she was in Nanny McPhee back in 2005. What I would say is she hasn't had quite the big break she wants in live action.
This potentially could be it.
It could be a recurring and ongoing running role in a series / universe. But another thing I've kind of segue off of this into something else I've kind of been hearing. I heard they're looking for an older Hal Jordan, I believe, is when they're casting.
We'll be talking about that. They cast him.
Excellent. There's a rumor that James Gunn said, well, he said this isn't true. Somebody said something about a middle-aged Batman for Brave and the Bold, which if you guys pay any attention to the comic book run or the animated series, it's not a middle-aged. It's going to be an older 30s, probably 40s, not quite to the 50s or 60s where, maybe Batman Beyond 60s, 70s type thing. Brave and the Bold, he's like an established superhero at that point. So we're not looking at old guys. We're looking at, I would say, 35 to 45 at most 47, 48, I believe, guys. Mm-hmm. So be on the lookout for that casting coming down the pipeline as well. What else we got?
They cast Jon Stewart. We're getting Jon Stewart, and it's Aaron Pierre has been cast as Green Lantern Jon Stewart. Some people are up in arms about this because they're saying he's not, like, as far as skin tone, black enough.
Did they just break out the "you're not the right crown" color?
Some people are saying that. I think he's a really cool actor. I think he looks the part, especially for a fan of the animated series. I think he looks a lot like Jon Stewart.
100%, especially with his eyes already being a lighter color. If you guys haven't seen Rebel Ridge, go watch that hoe.
Yeah, he's in that. He's in that, right? Yeah. That's probably the thing he's most known for
right now. It just came out, but he was in Brother. Foe was another one that he did. Guy's all right. Like, don't get it twisted. He is a very well trained actor. He's right out of the London London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art, which has produced quite a few of the best English actors we have. I think it's a solid casting.
I do too.
I don't think we need to be breaking out is he Sienna or Sepia if we need to figure out what crown color he's going to be or what marker color he's going to be with Jon Stewart. As long as he brings that attitude he brought in Rebel Ridge, the lawful good, which is very much Jon Stewart's alignment. You need to be able to defend yourself, and you also need to be able to look like you can defend yourself and stand on business. And
I think that's Aaron Pierre. I think that's Aaron Pierre. So James Gunn has gone to the defense of Aaron Pierre on Twitter and has stated that it was a no-brainer once we saw his casting audition. I guess he did his audition with the person who ended up getting Hal Jordan, and we'll talk about him in a second. But he said the chemistry was unmatched, and that they pulled off these characters, and he's very excited about Aaron Pierre being Jon Stewart, along with who they got as Hal Jordan. And I'm excited too. You mentioned Rebel Ridge. I think Aaron Pierre is great. And they cast as Hal Jordan, Kyle Chandler is cast as Green Lantern Hal Jordan.
All of the lights. Friday Night Lights, Kyle Jordan. Kyle Jordan, Kyle Chandler. Hal Jordan.
Which I think is also a very fun casting. I think he's somebody who can do the levity of Hal Jordan, the comedy side of Hal Jordan, but also do the serious side of Hal Jordan. I think this is a great casting. It sounds like this is somebody you're excited about.
Kyle Chandler is one of the more slept on actors of our time, guys. You can't be a nondescript secret agent and then a head football coach and Hal Jordan in one unless you're Kyle Chandler. This guy knows when to make an appearance and when to establish himself and put his foot down. And he also knows how to take a back seat and let the story tell the story and not him have to force it down your throat. The guy has what a lot of actors in this day and age don't have, and that's tact.
And keep in mind, we got Guy Gardner as Nathan Fillion. Nathan Fillion played Guy Gardner. With Kyle Chandler and Nathan Fillion.
I got really excited. If you guys go back, when we're talking about them dropping lanterns, I got really excited. And I said they needed to do justice by Jon Stewart because we haven't had him in live action yet. We've had our live action Hal Jordan, and don't get me wrong, I love me some Ryan Reynolds, but the writers bullied him off the project, basically. He had to become someone else and not himself on that, and that's why it didn't work. Kyle Chandler could end up being the Hal Jordan, guys. He's got enough gas in the tank. He can continue on and do this for a long time. Don't get me wrong, CGI's gotten a lot better, so we don't have to worry about a glowy suit. But I think they're going to knock this out of the park. Nathan Fillion bouncing off of Kyle Chandler is going to be incredible. Absolutely incredible. If you're not familiar, go back and watch basically anything Nathan Fillion's in and try to find someone who matches his comedy in that series, and there's just not. Having someone who's going to be able to give it as well as take it as good as Kyle Chandler will do. Oh my gosh, and then the super seriousness of Aaron Pierre for Jon Stewart. It's going to be the absolute pinnacle of buddy cops.
Mm-hmm. I love where James Gunn is going here with his casting.
I see you, James Gunn, and again,
because it'd be an easy thing to do what people wanted him to do, or people were expecting him to do.
Yep. And
cast like Chris Pratt for Hal Jordan,
or Booster Gold, and that's not even happening. So like,
right? But
he's doing the darn thing.
Or get Jonathan Majors another chance and cast him as Jon Stewart, or Boyega, or some sort of bigger name. A bit easy for him to do that. But he's like, no, I'm going to get Aaron Pierre. I'm going to get Kyle Chandler. I'm going to get Kelly MacDonald. I love that.
And are willing to let the story tell the story too. Like willing to play their parts like perfect cogs in a wheel and let James Gunn's story go. This universe is shaping up to be story driven, which has been the issue for DC for years.
Right, and keep in mind, like these people who play him on TV play him on the big screen. James Gunn has said that any of his castings, if they're going to cross over to the big screen, as long as they don't die or something. So most likely you're going to see Kyle Chandler interact with your Batman, interact with your Superman down the line. Aaron Pierre, same way, and that's exciting as well. That's
perfect age.
Exciting.
He's young. He can run it for years. Nathan Fillion's got plenty left in the tank too, but I don't think Guy Gunner's got a lot of juice in the story. I
don't think so either. Yeah, I think there's a good chance he may die in Superman.
I believe so too, and I think the ring takes off and flies off and goes. Yeah, I completely agree. But here's my thing too: this story of the Lantern Corps and everything, it's very expansive. If they want to go really far, there's 9 colors. There's so many different things they can do, and they started a little bit with the animation side of things back a few years ago, but with this coming down the pipeline, they can literally use Aaron Pierre's voice is perfect for Jon Stewart. So like you said, when they cross over small screen, big screen, I believe, didn't he say also that voices will be lent for animation as well?
Yes. So
they can tell those stories and be able to put those in the brain of Jon Stewart and then have Aaron Pierre bring that over. This is going to be a cornerstone. It sounds like he's got the right materials to make one heck of a cornerstone piece with Leonard. It's going to be great. I'm excited now. I'm more excited than I was.
What people are not excited about is the fact that Joker 2 bombed. It bombed.
People
hard.
aren't getting it. People aren't getting it. Todd Phillips decided to not cater to anybody's idea of what the Joker 2 was supposed to be. And it'll explode on streaming service. It's going to be one of those cult classics with people who loved V for Vendetta and stuff like that. And it didn't do well in the theaters, but it did well on DVD sales, I think was back then.
I think so too. I haven't seen it yet. It's on my list. It was between Joker and Beetlejuice. I was taking my family and they wanted to see Beetlejuice more. So we saw Beetlejuice. But I think Joker will probably happen sometime this week. But I'm not letting this press phase me.
Nope.
Because even though the first Joker did well, there's a lot of people who hate that movie too. Hoping if I like the first Joker, I'm going to like this. But
don't go in with the same expectations you had for the first Joker. I haven't seen it yet, but I've read in-depth synopsis and I've read a bunch of I'm talking hoity-toity critics who are basically looking at us lowly mortals and saying, y'all aren't getting it. I see clips and I see story points and stuff like that. I need to watch the movie. I understand. I need to watch the movie before I say all this stuff. But at the same time, I do enough research about my movies before I even approach them that I'm watching it with very technical eyes, especially DC stuff. This is going to be one of those times where the audience gets it wrong. This movie was not made with an audience in mind. This movie, Todd Phillips is tired of making junk for you guys. This was his chance to make a pivotal piece of movie history without anybody else's opinion. And James Gunn's like,
go for it.
It has nothing to do with what I'm building over here. You want to do it? You already got the budget and the green light. I can't stop you. I could. I'm not gonna. Go have fun. Do whatever you want to do. This is not your Heath Ledger Joker. This is not your Jared Leto Joker. This is not your Batman the Animated Series Joker.
This is the fuck you Joker.
This is literally the hey, guess what? I don't care what you think the Joker is. This is what Todd Phillips thinks the Joker is. Enjoy the movie for what it is, and that is 150% a hit piece.
The way this is how I put Joker 1, and I believe Joker 2 is going to be somewhat the same way. This is a movie trying to say something without trying to say something.
Oh, no, it says it.
you're saying number two, but I think number one, it was the movie trying to say something without blatantly saying something.
And
Does that make sense?
And this is think the wrestler. Think the wrestler. The commentary of the wrestler was society's opinions of professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it that way, and then just completely turn it up on its head.
Yeah.
I know, guys. I know I gotta go see it. I know, but I got Max. I'm just waiting for it to drop on Max. It's a hit piece, and it's striking out at society as a whole. It's just like the Joker's mind. There's no centric, there's no goal. It's just doing it. It's just doing it. And people hate it because there's no goal. Also, I'm pretty sure I heard it wraps itself up pretty nicely, too. There's not going to be a sequel. Todd's done. Joaquin's done.
I've been spoiled about the ending already, but I'm still willing to see it.
It's definitely a have you seen it? A have you seen it movie?
Yeah. Before we move on to the Marvel side of news, I want to bring your attention to down the ticker at the bottom. You may be been noticing we have a lot of cool interviews, guys, that are waiting for you to watch or listen to, or both. Check those out. Just recently, we had David Nakayama.
We sure did. Y'all missed out if you haven't watched that yet. I happened to reach out via Instagram stories and was able to hook line and sinker one of the biggest, craziest, most talented, most just nice guy all around for an interview. And we go in depth on his style, what his inspirations are, what's coming down the pipeline, and what he'd like to do in the future. So make sure you guys check that out. David Nakayama, one heck of a guy. Appreciate you coming through.
So there's a rumor out there that Henry Cavill is in talks for an MCU role after his Deadpool and Wolverine cameo. A lot of people, of course, go to the low-hanging fruit that this could be, Captain Britain, for instance. What say you? Who do you buy into this? And if so, who do you think?
You mean one of the highest-grossing superheroes to ever walk the face of the planet wants to go work for the highest-grossing superhero company? Go figure they're talking to somebody who's somewhat popular to get him on an MCU role. I hope it's not Captain Britain. I don't see an opening for Captain Britain anytime soon right now. So when I get a casting, I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. But rumors, until there's an actual casting for it, it's Henry Cavill. It's just like them talking to any other big superstar right at this point.
Another rumor out there is that Robert Downey Jr. will appear as Dr. Doom in Spider-Man 4.
His cameo in Fantastic Four will be better.
But if
that's been confirmed too.
But if this sets up Spider-Man 4 and Fantastic Four set up the overarching Doomsday, I could see it. Personally, I don't want them to go the whole multiverse with Spider-Man 4. We did that with Spider-Man 3. I don't need it again with Doom.
So here's my thing about Spider-Man 4 and Fantastic Four right now. As of right now, guys, they're a month apart.
That probably even speaks more to this rumor.
Spider-Man 4 is a month before Fantastic Four First Steps goes off.
I could see a stinger in Spider-Man 4, he maybe shows up toward the end or something.
It's a confirmed cameo for Fantastic Four. It's a confirmed cameo. Whether that's an end credit scene or in movie or anything, it's been confirmed. And it is set in the 60s. And here's another thing for me too, guys. If it's Robert Downey Jr.'s face, how do they explain Tom Holland's Spider-Man not recognizing him as Tony? If they don't use Tom Holland for Spider-Man 4, which they're going to, but if they didn't, then sure, makes sense. Or if he appears in the universe without Tom Holland. Rumors are great as long as they're based in fact and take into account all the continuity. But I'm gonna say it over and over and over again. If Tom Holland sees Tony Stark's face, how does he not call out, "Hey, you look like Mr. Stark"? So
yeah, I'm just over the whole multiverse thing, especially if you do it back to back in 3 and 4. I don't think that's a good way to do it, but.
No, I think with them being back to back like that, I don't see Feige letting that happen.
What do we have for Video Game Corner?
I'm going to start with Fortnitemares, guys. If you haven't played Fortnitemares, by the time this airs, you guys missed out. It was great. Between the Horde mode making a comeback, it's so good. You got Billy from Saw. You got a bunch of crazy looking skins for everybody. It's a very cool, very nice update and a refresher. I was talking to Adrian off camera. The drama curve of Fortnite is perfect. They drop something, we get super excited for it, and before it even gets stale, we get something in between. The mid-season buzz is perfect. And then by the time we're over the mid-season buzz, they drop more stuff for the end of the season, which is they have perfected their drama curve, and I salute them for it. It's been really well done. If you guys didn't get a chance to play it, sorry for you, but if you did get a chance to play it, drop how you thought it went in the comments and let me know how high your score was on Horde, because I might have hit 6 digits. I'm just saying. So make sure you guys let me know how you guys did in that. And then we get into the anime side of things right now. And as you can see, I got my little Vegeta right here. I am very much in love with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, guys. It is, as an OG of the Budokai Tenkaichi series, I played 1, I played 2, I played 3. This very much feels like the old school games, but with a whole... They just brought it, guys. Sparking Zero is just so good. Between the destructions, just the amount of characters that are involved. And one thing that people don't like right now is normally a fighting game is pretty balanced. You can pick somebody and beat anybody if you're good enough. This game is not like that. There are points. You buy your characters based on the points. You can't have, Jiren Ultra Instinct, Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, and you can't do that in this game. So it's been interesting to see the combinations. It's just an interesting piece of video game. It's going to go down in history as the best Dragon Ball game ever. And that's saying, yeah. Tenkaichi 3 was great. This is a step above it. Along with that, I'm just gonna kind of slight offshoot to Daima. Dragon Ball Daima dropped the first 3 episodes, and I am officially mourning Akira Toriyama even more, guys. The guy's a genius. He knows how to tell a story. Yes, by the way, I'm looking in the camera right here. GT is canon. It may have been retconned and changed because of events, but GT, Dragon Ball GT, is canon that has been removed because of things happening differently because of time travel. Deal with it. Sorry, I had to go
man.
in on that one. No. I saw so many posts of, so now GT's canon? No, it's been canon. But guys, when things get changed by Trunks, it's a different reality offshoot. Come at me in the comments. I don't care. The animation in this anime is perfect. It's a step back while also taking a step forward. Think Studio Ghibli meets like 1080p. It's beautiful. Boy and the Heron level of animation. It's gorgeous, guys. You go into a realm that's been kind of like hinted at in other Dragon Ball series, but never entered. This is now bringing that realm into the light so that you guys can get a glimpse of the demon realm. So make sure you guys take a look. The English dub comes out to theaters, guys. The first 3 episodes will drop in theaters. Make sure you guys check it out. I think it's the weekend of November 3rd. So your boy will be out there checking that out for sure. I'm really excited about it because it's beautiful. One thing I'd like to talk about and bring our resident cynic into the video game corner. Just kind of come on over and have a discussion with me. Warhammer 40K Space Marine got me thinking. And don't get me wrong, guys. I understand that Warhammer is one of those. I call it a genre on its own because there's so much stuff in Warhammer that speaking of Henry Cavill, he loves him some Warhammer. It's deep, it's expansive. Then why do they have to use a Gears of War, basically mechanics, to be able to have this game for us? And then that got me to thinking, are remakes better than games that take basically the same premise of another game and reskin it for themselves? Or are they just remakes of their own? And Adrian has a really interesting take on that.
So I believe We're talking about cash grab situations here. You can frame it and make it sound as great as you want with trigger words like remastered or definitive edition or whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, you're having me pay $60 again just because the game looks better, looks prettier. You didn't add anything to it, like Grand Theft Auto 5, right? They put out, the remastered version for the new consoles, but they also added all this online content that you didn't have before. And to me, it's the same deal. You gave me the same toy with a fresh paint on it, and people get excited about this. That's where I'm at with it. So even if you add a bunch of, and sure, come at me in the comments if you don't agree with me.
We'll send you the paint, and you can do it yourself.
like what?
Yep. So don't get me wrong.
Am I off base here?
No, you're not wrong. When games come out and basically it's a Gears reskin, guys. It may be different lore, and it might be a different, suit, and it might be a different guy, whatever, in the suit. But if you're gonna give me a Warhammer Space Marine game when you're just gonna basically do Gears of War 5 with a different story attached to it, I'm not gonna pay $70-$80 for it, and I'm definitely not gonna pre-order it, which is why Sparking Zero. I'm gonna grab it again. Sparking Zero beat out everybody on pre-orders for the past couple of weeks because of the games being on Game Pass Day 1, Black Ops 6. If you don't like it, buy the freaking Founders Edition, guys. But listen to me when I say this. I understand that Dragon Ball is a good game, and I understand everything. Like, don't get me wrong. But people are getting sick of the same things over and over and over again.
It's microtransactions. But like when you release the game that's broken and then make me pay to fix it.
It's not defamatory. NBA 2K 24 and 25. Mortal Kombat 1 on Switch. NetherRealm. No.
You cover up your fixes with DLC. When you sold me a broken game to begin with, the mind you, I paid $60 to $70 for.
WWE 2K23 and 2K24.
There's so many examples of this. It's because they think they get away with it because we buy into it. Like definitive, remastered are always, I perceive as a side of caution on these things. Because to me, that's telling me you're just trying to sell me the same game. Let's go to the realm of VR for a second.
Until Dawn.
A good example of this is Until Dawn. So when they put out the new Until Dawn game, which they marketed as a new Until Dawn game, they kind of were marketing it as Until Dawn 2. There's nothing there. It's not like you have a new story, really. There's a story, if you can call it that, but it's not really a story. CVR is the same thing. It's just like, if you're going to give me the same game, I understand you're not going to change story mode because the story is the story. It's what we loved. But add some new elements to it that make it worth that new 60 to 70 purchase. And don't do it with DLC. Don't do it with after the fact. Have it in your base game. Justify me paying another $60, $70 for something I already paid $60 to $70 for. In the case of Grand Theft Auto, they could have added new side missions.
No, they put online heist, and that's all it was. And if you wanted to play RP, you had to buy it on Steam.
Yeah, that's where I come in at the end of the day. Don't make me pay for new paint, and that's all that you're doing. And if 100%. You're going to make me pay for new paint, it should be marked down. Because at the end of the day, it's the same toy. That's where I fall.
100%. I agree with you. But man, I love me some Mafia 3 Definitive Edition.
I love Mafia, man. Mafia's awesome. I love those games.
So Halo on Unreal Engine 5? Not a fan?
No, not interested. Because it goes back to the new paint, same toy.
Oh, new pixels.
And there's like some extreme examples, right? And we're talking about, and you talk about Halo, like it's going to look way different than the original Halo because of where we are today. And I get that, but it's not $60-$70. Get that?
Nah,
not to me.
If they game pass it to us and say, "Hey, we love you. Here you go."
Yeah.
Get you some OGs to buy the Game Pass.
For sure. Before we move on to Wrestling Corner, I want to bring up people who are keeping me hydrated. And that's my friend Katie at the locker room. If you're in the Big First in Kansas area, or even if you're not and want to get your nutrition on, be sure to check out the locker room on Facebook. Links will be in the description. And get with Katie for all your nutrition needs.
She's kind of the bomb, guys. I don't know if you knew this or not, but she's kind of the bomb.
And because you're going to need something to drink when you are watching our awesome interviews. 2K here talked about Dragon Ball here just now, and we have something related to Dragon Ball dropping at the end of the month. And we're digging into our archives, something that has that we had that wasn't released on our channel, and that's an interview with somebody you might know if you're a Dragon Ball fan.
Let's just put it this way, guys: the voice in the English dub of Daima, and we're gonna drop it. I'm hoping the weekend it drops in theaters. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Hit the bell, subscribe down below here. There's a little button to hit that. Or if you guys listen to this in your car, after you've made it to your destination, make sure you go onto your phone and follow us on YouTube. We will drop it on Spotify and all the other podcast areas. But if you want to see who it is, it's a lot cooler to see the person's face when they're doing the voices, because that's one of my favorite things about interviewing voice actors is I do make them do the voices when we do our interviews.
Right.
So make sure you guys pop into the YouTube for that. We appreciate. We just hit 300 subscribers not too long ago on the YouTube channel. We are so appreciative of each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for engaging with us and rocking with us and letting us know that you enjoy the content. But make sure you guys subscribe, comment, interact with us. We are very interactive on our socials, so make sure you guys pop in and let us know what you guys think, what you guys want to talk about, and if there's anything that we miss, because unlike Pardon the Interruption, one of my favorite ESPN shows, we don't have a wrap-up at the end. We don't talk about our errors and omissions. We just kind of glaze over them, kind of like WWE and all the stuff you see popping up in the wrestling world when it's not TNA, because right now TNA is the cleanest company right now, and we're getting all kinds of technical cool stuff out of that. But before we get too far off the beaten path here, Adrian, what do you got for us in Wrestling Corner?
Wrestling Corner, let's do this. So first I want to talk about one of the best tag teams in the industry, the Motor City Machine Guns. They are coming to the WWE. Probably by the time that you watch this, they have been already in the WWE.
Looks like October 18th SmackDown in just 5 short days from the recording of this.
Is that SmackDown taking place in Detroit?
That is a good question. Let me triple check my math here.
Because if it's not, they missed an opportunity.
Missed opportunity, indeed. South Carolina.
Oh, wow. Okay, random.
Very.
But no, so the Mercy Machine Guns are coming to WWE. I think this can be good or very, very bad. I'm hoping they don't get lost in the shuffle. The Mercy, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, if you're not aware, or make up the Motor City Machine Guns. They're both excellent. Alex Shelley is just coming off a really good single TNA run where he faced Josh Alexander I think was his last match.
Yep. And
that one was a banger. They're very good wrestlers. I'm hoping they don't just getting lost in we don't know what to do with you guys, so you're just having random matches on speed.
Debuting on SmackDown's a good start, though.
It is, but this could be for the pop. Just to say we have the Motor City Machine Guns, and then we'll have to see what happens after that to see how they do it. Because there's been some people where most people that they brought in they have not really hyped them up the way they should. I look at Nick Aldis, like his introduction as general manager, and it's, I'm hoping it's not one of those things. Jade Cargill to some extent.
They waited too long for that.
Like, hopefully they really make this like a big deal, and not just like, oh, the Motor City Shigas are all of a sudden in the ring with no explanation, and for the people who don't know who they are, sucks to be you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, really like bring them in. That's why I was really hoping it was in Detroit, because you can that would help them out just by being Detroit alone. Since they're Detroit.
They were there in April of this year.
But so I'm hoping have them interrupt New Day or something, or whoever.
Well, tag team division in WWE is kind of stale right now, so it'd be a nice infusion. And if they do it right, this could be big for them.
Yeah, exactly. So
don't screw it up.
Extremely excited about Motor City Machine Gun. Sounds like you are too.
Cautiously optimistic. Same thing. Same thing with AEW and Will Ospreay. So we'll see how that goes.
You definitely will. The other thing WWE is doing is re-signing a lot of familiar names to Legends contracts.
It's so they can make their money.
Yeah, and probably because a lot of these people I'm expecting to be in WWE 2K25. So they re-signed RVD, and what's interesting about his deal is he got a clause in there that he's still able to appear in AEW, which is kind of strange. So he's like, I'm still able to do AEW dates even though I've signed this contract, which is
I bet they limit it though. I wouldn't be shocked if they limit the number of appearances and they don't continue with that.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure they do too. But like that's strange that they would agree to that. Just
very strange.
Armando Estrada has signed a Legend deal contract. Hornswoggle has announced that he signed the Legend deal contract. The biggest one, kind of like a hellish frozen source scenario, was Jesse Ventura is back in the WWE fold.
You know why?
A lot of reasons.
If you know, you know.
So there's rumors that he's going to be that they're bringing back Saturday Night Main Events, and that he will be one of the commentators for that.
Can't wait to hear him talk like this and how amazing everything is going on in the ring right there.
So we'll see how that works out. But that's a big deal. Ken Shamrock also signed a WWE Legend Steel contract, which is kind of cool.
It's like all the people who got scorned are coming back because
Vincent Kennedy McMahon is no longer in the picture.
The people who scorned them are no longer around. So yeah, interesting how that works out.
So Ken Shamrock is one I'm really excited about, especially if they do something with him. I'm hoping this is not just a likeness sort of deal.
Legends tend to be the likeness deals, though, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, they already kind of had a deal with him for this likeness because he's in 2K24, and he was in 2K23 as well.
They've had his likeness for at least 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, but so I'm hoping like he appears on television in some form. That'd be kind of cool. Confront, have him be a manager or have him just interact with somebody. Like I can see like American Made, like Chad Gable and that crew, because his MMA and jiu-jitsu background and all that stuff. Like I could see him like really being like, kid, you don't want none of this, like Chad Gable getting in his face, like you don't want none of me. I'm the most dangerous man for a reason. Like get out of my, like I could see something like that, like. And also, he's a face that non-wrestling fans know. If you're an MMA fan, you know who Ken Shamrock is.
And then movies too, like a lot. He was in a lot of movies.
Yeah. So I think he could be a really good special appearance sort of person who can bring a crossover appeal to it.
Well, also, if you watch Bad Blood, they really leaned into the legends, like. Goldberg confronted Gunther, and then let Sami Zayn beat the crap out of him. That was right around the same time they debuted that god awful belt. Oh, wait, I got to be careful. I can't say stuff that's gonna set off the Adrian bomb. We got to be careful.
Almost triggered it. You almost triggered me there, man. You almost got me.
No. You guys want to see a dead body? Check this out. Hey, Adrian, what do you think of the Crown Jewel Championship? Oh, look at him turn red. Look at him turn red. If you guys aren't watching this on YouTube, he's turning purple.
All I will say, I am. All I will say is Bad Blood was a really good name for it because it's blood money is what it is. Blood money was made to make that belt. It's blood money.
Oh, he dropped the CM Punk line. Oh, snap.
Straight up blood money.
At least Ted DiBiase's belt only cost $1 million. This one's probably $5 million.
Yeah, at least Ted DiBiase's belt had a reason to be made. This is strictly sucking the. Okay.
We almost got to pause. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this is classic. Absolutely. So tell us how you really feel.
The WWE's blow in Saudi Arabia? Yeah, that's what's happening right now.
Whoa. If you guys haven't seen the belt, it's gross. It's a gaudy piece of green leather.
And Sami Zayn, shame on you, by the way.
I don't think he'll compete for it unless he gets the heavyweight championship off of Gunther on Monday, which we're looking up. We'll find out next time on PWN. Because that's the only way he's going to get to that championship. Especially with everything going on, I'm really shocked he's not spoken out more. I'm really shocked. But
speaking of speaking out and blowing things, let's discuss Daniel Garcia. He has re-signed with AEW. Oh, you got me heated, man.
It's so much fun. It's my favorite thing to do. It's my absolute favorite thing to do. Get you wound up and just let you go.
Daniel Garcia, I think you made the worst mistake in your life. I think
he's gonna get hurt.
And your little comment about this is where the big boys play or whatever stupid shit you said.
He's on it.
We all know that was just a promo. You don't believe that shit. No way you believe that.
You're paid exorbitant amount of money to do that, to say that.
And to all two of you AEW fans in the comments, I said what I said. All two of you guys could be upset. But one thing AEW is doing that kind of has me intrigued.
Kind of.
Even though we're speaking of rehash and paying for the same shit. MVP is reforming some version of the Hurt Business in AEW.
Hurt Syndicate is a brand new trademark, officially done, signed, and delivered to AEW with a silver platter. And guys, Bobby Lashley is probably made his appearance by the time this airs. Take it with a grain of salt. The man is very desperate for money. And if they... Y'all know MVP likes his money. Y'all know MVP likes his money. And Shelton Benjamin will take a penny to wrestle if he can. If he can stay relevant for the rest of his life for $1 a day, he'd take it.
And that's the thing is Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin is a great talent.
He is a great talent.
And I think he's underrated. He deserves to be in the main event picture. He has the talent for it. He doesn't have the promo skills for it, but he has the talent for it.
Which is why he's attached to a mouthpiece like MVP. Promo skill 5!
But I think Shelton Benjamin in a TNA and a New Japan, which he's been there before, excels because they're very wrestler driven.
Very technique centric.
I think he gets lost in the shuffle in AEW.
100%.
I'm a huge Shonen fan. But the Hurt Syndicate.
I'm sorry. Did they bring out a thesaurus and just go, what's the third thing down the line since we're the third tier here in wrestling? Boom, there it is. Or they typed into the chat GPT. What's this? Actually, hey Siri, what's a synonym for business? That's all they did.
I guess could have been the Beatdown Clan again.
I can't wait to hear MVP say Syndicate. I can't wait for Shelton Benjamin to try to say Syndicate.
That's fucked up, man.
But let's wait and see if Bobby Lashley said Syndicate. Syndicate.
But yeah, by the time you're watching this, most likely Lashley's in AEW.
Let us know in the comments what you guys think of the Dirt Syndicate.
At the time of this recording, Leo Rush has re-signed with AEW for the millionth time.
For the millionth time, restructuring and all that stuff because he's not able to appear as consistent as they want him to appear.
Bryan Danielson did a swan song at Wrestle Dream at the time of this recording.
Swan song? That's what you call. You want to call that mess a swan song? Blackpool Combat Club's eating itself. Blackpool Combat Club is eating itself. We want to be in a Bullet Club so bad. Stop eating yourself.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And get a better name, y'all. None of you are English.
Right?
Not one of you. Not one. Like, did you pick it because it sounded like a soccer team? Like, I don't understand why they're called the Blackpool Combat Club. Is there a reason for the name?
William Regal created it, but
so they're like the Bullet Club, where no one knows what the heck they do anymore, or what they're about.
Yeah, because William Regal's from Blackpool, but like
his name that.
But
is Regal affiliated with AEW right now?
No, he's back in WWE.
You guys want to talk about some nonsensical bullshit?
He joined his son. He wanted to finish his career with his son, which makes perfect sense.
You mean the Willy Wonka, what's his name? Gene Wilder knockoff looking piece of mother trucker?
Charlie Dempsey. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm waiting for him to put on a purple hat and bring the cane out and do a front flip. I'm waiting for Hornswoggle to come out as an Oompa Loompa at that point.
And his stable's not doing much of anything either. So
they're not called the Blackpool Combat Club. That's why they're not doing anything.
No,
except they're called the Quarter Catch Crew.
Yeah.
So, like, don't get me wrong. I totally understand it's a deep dive wrestling reference. I get that. But why is John Moxley is that, I call him the Bruce Springsteen of wrestling. Like, he's all American, like he without waving the flag and being Hacksaw Jim Dugan with the 2x4, the 4x8, whatever the heck he was carrying around.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of that. He's basically that. But so why the hell is he in a Bryan Danielson? Same thing. He's fucking Canadian.
Blackpool Combat Club.
Combat Club.
I mean, you got. I don't know where Yoda is from. I don't want to sound racist to say like he's Chinese or Japan, but I want to say that's right. And then Claudio, I know he's not American, but he's not British.
He's Swiss.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. He was Swiss in WWE. I don't know
if that's accurate or not. Yeah.
William Regal, John Moxley, Bryan Danielson, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli, which is the worst name in wrestling history. It's almost as bad as Wheeler Yuta. Don't get me wrong. I thought the Bullet Club was kind of a stupid name for a wrestling organization, but like Blackpool Combat Club and your founding members not even in your, and then Bullet Club's scattered across multiple organizations too. But like we don't see William Regal walking around Blackpool Combat Club. No.
You see him trying to get his son over, which emphasis on try.
Couldn't get that guy over with a like I said. You want to go over? Call Hornswoggle. Now that you got it on the Legends contract, make him Oompa Loompa, turn that man into Willy Wonka. What's it called? Monty Python. Do some Monty Python like references that way, because don't get me wrong, very nice ground and like techniques and stuff. No, his whole invasion of TNA, that was kind of short lived, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I'm not saying Charlie Dempsey is a bad wrestler. He's not.
No.
He just has the he just has the personality of a wall.
Which is really shocking because of his dad, because his dad's like charisma incarnate bad guy. Like he's effortless quality. Like William Regal, man, like he was a good bad guy.
Yeah, great.
Dempsey's like Luke, like take Shelton Benjamin's promo skills and apply it to his charisma. It's very bland. Just this is his personality. That's his personality. Like, and don't get me wrong, his dad had the me mug too, but like there was a force behind it. I don't look at this guy and think he's gonna win a wrestling match.
No.
You know what I mean? He doesn't exude the confidence. His body's not in like, and don't get me wrong, wow. I can't go body because his dad looked like crap too. Like I'm just gonna leave it at that because I've done entirely too much trashing of Charlie Dempsey. I respect you as a wrestler, good sir, but you look like your dad without any of the talent.
Yeah. If you ever end up being on this show and look back at this, we're not gonna hide from it. Let's talk about it.
I'm not scared of you. Like, don't get me wrong. I might be worried you're gonna turn me into a blueberry. That's about as far as it's gonna go. I'm sorry.
In order to pay for those blueberries, we got to pay bills. To pay for those chocolate bars. So
I want to go ticket. I want to Loompa now. That's even.
So we got some awesome sponsors in our lives, both above Brandon 2K's head. The first one is StreamYard, what we're using to stream to you lovely folks on. It makes this thing that we call streaming very easy, especially when you talk about bringing people on. You shoot them a link, they click on it, they're right in. You don't have to mess with Zoom and all these coordinations of, did you get the right link? Is this going to work? Worry about it.
Completely web-based. It's so nice to have. And guys, don't get me wrong. There are paid tiers. The free tier takes really good care of you. But if you do want to do a paid tier, we got an affiliate link below. Not only does it help you out by saving you some money, but it also helps us out by letting them know that we sent you. So make sure you guys click that link if you're interested. We love StreamYard. It like he said, it's the ease of use. There's no app to download. You just send a personal link and boom, there it goes. Even for just personal calls and you want to hang out with your boy or multiple people, this is a great platform if you don't want to use Discord.
If you use our link, you get a $10 credit. It does help the channel out.
Whoa.
$10? Yeah, let's not cross over that. That's a lot of money right now.
In this economy? That's how much you're paying Shelton Benjamin to wrestle at AEW.
$10 and a ham sandwich.
And I get to wrestle? Yes!
So yeah, if you use our link, you get $10. It does help us out as well, since it, like Brandon 2K said, it is an affiliate link, so it helps us out. But it helps you out. $10 on their lower tier is basically almost helping you pay for it. So consider that. And right next to StreamYard, we got
Elite Electronics, guys. If you haven't seen my short that was expertly edited by Adrian, I had a lightning strike happen at my house. It basically fried my Xbox with zero hope. I called the insurance company and replaced it. But guess what, guys? I kept it around. And guess what? The boys at Elite Electronics were able to take that thing apart and figure out exactly what was wrong with it. It didn't take very long at all. They got the parts in. They swapped everything out for me. And at probably a price that I couldn't even imagine, I basically had my Xbox back in my hands with my insurance replacement as well. So, guys, if you have anything hanging around like an old phone or anything like that, or you need some awesome phone accessories from Zag, because they are the exclusive Zag provider in the area for all your cell phone accessory needs. Also, guys, if you got an old like Nintendo or an Atari or heck an N64, PS1, doesn't matter, old school consoles, they fix them. So if you have one of those sitting in your grandma's house or up in your mom's attic or something like that, you've never thought of getting repaired and you want it, those guys are always there to help you out. If you guys need to find them, they're on Oliver, really conveniently placed right there off of Kellogg, right there on Oliver. Make sure you guys check them out. They are open a lot of the time. Really, really easy hours, 11 to 6, Tuesday through Friday, and then noon to 5 on Saturday. Get in there now.
And we're always looking to partner with things that we believe in, things that we use. So be on the lookout for some other great deals down the pipeline once we add some more people to the Nerd family. And also, you may notice the quality difference on my side.
He's got a PC! He got a PC!
I joined the PC world, so things are going to be happening in that world. Be looking for things to come out probably a little bit faster, that sort of thing.
More content, newer content, better looking content. Adrian's got a new playground to play in, brand new sandbox. He's going around, and it ain't pretty litter. It ain't pretty litter. It is pure white sand, ladies and gentlemen. We've got all kinds of pretty sandcastles coming your way because, man, we love you guys. And as always, Adrian, what do we say?
As always, keep it nerdy.
Later, geeks.
Later.